Today we'll be making the spiral. I have round nose pliers, flat nose pliers, and cutter, and 20 gauge wire. We'll be starting with the round nose pliers. We're going to be building the spiral from the center out. So we're going to do the very center, as close as you can to the end of the wire, so close that it almost falls out, and then as close as you can to the end of your pliers, because we want this to be very small. So I'm going to push this into my finger, just like when we do the simple loop, but we're just making a really, really small loop. So you want to go around about 1.5 times with the round nose pliers. So I'm going as far as I can and still only holding on to one layer, which is, only as far as I got right here. So I'm going to switch over to flat nose pliers to finish the spiral. It works best if your wire's on top, the spiral's on the bottom. I have my pliers in the opposite hand, and I'm going to go kind of close to the hinge again, making sure you stay out of the cutters if you have them. And I'm going to put it at a 45-degree angle this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger on top. I'm pushing in and down at the same time, and it just kind of lays right along there. And then I'm going to reposition and do the same thing again. And so I'm pushing in and down at the same time. It's a very small movement. Once you get going, you kind of get a rhythm going. You might go a little faster. I might do a smaller movement, but moving a little faster. We're going to go around about, I think, 5 times or so. When you're actually using them for jewelry, you can make them bigger or smaller. So somewhere in there is about where we'll go. It's about the size of your finger, almost. Okay, and then I'm going to go a little further. Then we're going to cut the tail. I'm going to cut the tail out here. So somewhere in there. I'm going to take my flat nose pliers and hold on to it. This will protect what I've already done. So if you're holding this in your pliers, it can't get messed up. And then I'm going to take the round nose pliers and roll away. So if I have this with the flat side on top and I'm holding on to this, I'm going to roll that away so it makes an S shape. I'm going to use the fatter end of my pliers. You can use, depends on what you're doing. For us, what we're going to be doing now, we're going to be using the bigger end. Hold on as close as you can without it sticking out. So we want to have it pulled back almost to the point where it's sliding out. And then I'm going to rotate that. And I'm kind of pulling it a little bit at the same time as I'm rotating away. But I want that to just touch. I don't want it to overlap. And I'm going to flatten it to make sure everything is flat. But that is your spiral.